हम जो हैं इस काम का मरकज़ नहीं हैं, ये बात निगलने में ज़रा एक्टरों को तकलीफ़ होती है, क्योंकि एक्टिंग का काम तो शुरू ही हुआ था कम्युनिकेशन के मकसद से, मनोरंजन करने के मकसद से नहीं।
It's important for the masses to understand that the only form of entertainment available to us goes far and beyond the Hindi film industry, or what we like to term as Bollywood. The consistent effort made by various industries across different states of the country regarding content that are not catered towards the image of a star and are solely focused on what the story wants to impart gets limited recognition, and through this video, I would like to recommend some absolute gems that I have found from different states that had a lasting impact on me. The recommendations are a combination of the suggestions you have provided in the comments below. Please keep on doing that. And what are classics that and need a much deserved revisiting? So here is Tried&Refused Productions with 7 spectacular non-Hindi Indian movies that will blow you away. Jilly, an extremely thought-provoking and enlightening film that I saw on the Movie Saints platform, was the Rajni Basumatre produced and directed film Jilly. One thing I've realized about Assamese women, especially creators like Rajni and Reema Das, are that they are extremely resilient in creating hard-hitting human stories irrespective of the scale or budget constraints, even willing to take on several portfolios on set to ensure that the project succeeds. Rajni is the writer, co-producer, star and director in this case. Jilly, the Seed, explores the oscillating journey of a lower middle-class family in Assam, engulfed with constant socio-political conflicts. The film not only explores a mother's effort in safeguarding her seed in the form of her son, but explores the seed that gets embedded in young minds as they are born and brought up at loggerheads with an establishment that vows to safeguard the interests of its citizens.
Audiovisual medium is one of the biggest tool to build bridges between communities, between people, and between countries.
This is a very humble film that successfully sheds light on what maybe the masses are unaware of regarding the integral part of our country, Assam. The film that explores the political changes in the state from 1997 to 2015, the normalcy of military influence in citizens' lives, the enforcement of the Armed Forces and Special Powers Act, the several separatist movements of the states, its impact on citizens, and sheds light on how the state has been emotionally and geographically sidelined. This powerful film, despite its technical frailties, through its vessels, which is the dwindling relationship between a mother and son, will educate the masses on the ground level reality in many parts of our country. A grandmother tells her young boy at home to be careful. The situation outside is not good. The Seed replies, "When has it ever been good?" You can watch this powerful film for 99 rupees on Movie Saints. Arvi. A film that I was consistently recommended was the Tamil social drama Arvi that released in 2017. The film from the onset was surprising for its offbeat screenplay in providing context as well as a character study, conveying no information but visuals of a journey taken by the protagonist. This film, which may seem like a multi-genre film, focusing on a commentary on several aspects of society, never sways away from conveying its core message. In moments, the movie is a political thriller, a coming-of-age story, a dark comedy, a socially relevant film, and not for a fleeting moment was I confused that the core of it was to convey on how disconnected and cruel we as humans have become with one another. A key take on prejudice, privilege, and inequality in society that persists and thrives. The double standard of humans that raise children to be inquisitive, expecting with extreme naivety for there to be no cracks and blemishes on their journey. It shows a grim image of society today, rosy and colorful from the surface but hollow from within, a world of absolutes where there can only be good or evil, of human tendency mired by judgment before understanding. Aravi is deeply impactful in providing a sense of self-reflection for the viewers. It also made me introspect on how far ahead regional cinema is regarding sexual identity, gender representation, and socially relevant messages as compared to Hindi cinema, where commercial Hindi cinema is lauded for supposedly groundbreaking representation that breaks social conventions. Regional cinema has normalized such portrayals, made them a part of every universe, embedding deeply in the minds of the masses that humans come in all shapes and sizes, having their own unique stories that need to be told. I became an absolute fan of Aditi Balan after this film, and I assure you, you will too when you watch this on Amazon Prime Video. Monsoon Wedding. One of the classics I am surprised that I haven't spoken about on the channel is one of my favorite films of all time and primarily in the English language. It is the Meera Nair directed film Monsoon Wedding. Not only does the film showcase a cast of veteran and capable actors in the form of Nasruddin Shah, Lilette Dubey, Randeep Hooda, Vijay Raz, Tilotama Shome, Rajat Kapoor, Shefali Shah and countless others, it sheds light on so many social aspects that are relevant even today. An example of the excellence regarding the vision of the filmmaker and sadly a reflection of how much we have progressed as a society.
When you all come together, I mean, Shakespeare did it, and Hollywood does it, and Bollywood does it. You know, the context of a wedding, bringing the family together, and while there's fun and games, there's sort of skeletons in the cupboard.
The film, maybe on the surface, is a grand ceremony or a union of families, but slowly unravels the deep complexities that many families and individuals have to deal with. The film possesses one of my favorite soundtracks. Just do me a favor and type Monsoon Wedding Chunari Chunari on YouTube and see a young Randeep Hooda and Ram Kapoor dancing. You won't regret it. Made in 2001, Meera Nair, with various relationships and issues she explores through this film, will truly make you understand how ahead of her time she was regarding Indian film content. You can watch the film on YouTube. It will definitely make you marvel at the fact that so many talented actors got together for this venture and where they are today as well. Side note, Vijay Raz and Tilotama Shome's track and Shefali Shah and Nasruddin Shah's beautiful relationship stole the show for me. Titi. A film that I absolutely fell in love with from Karnataka was the Ram Reddy directed film Titi on Netflix. Consisting of an ensemble cast of non-trained actors, the film focuses on the passing of a 101-year-old man, popularly known as Century Goda, and the commotion that ensues in the village from arrangements of the last rites, the financial implications that come with it, the superstitious nature of the village, the awkward discussions regarding inheritance of a 5-acre land, a budding young romance, and a dysfunctional relationship between a free-spirited father and an objective and heartless son that all converge on the Tithi of Century Goda, a ceremony 11 days after someone's passing. This film has this odd charm to transport you to the village and force you to assume the role of an onlooker, either static from a distance or walking alongside various characters. The natural and seamless acting of the cast gave me flashbacks of the care of Kancharapalam, the community-like structure of the village, privy to each element in it, the morbid humor, characters concerned more about the food service at the funeral rather than mourning the loss of a life. Every element of this film left a lasting impact on me.
A lot of each character was based on their personality in real life.
Okay.
And that was one of the key sort of elements in which we could actually work with them and get sort of honest performances from them.
Where I thought my only takeaway about the film would be a social commentary and functioning of a village, it communicated to me that every human has their story, their eccentricities and actions often judged but barely understood. This unique and effortless story is worth your time on Netflix. Natarang, a groundbreaking and powerful film starring Atul Kulkarni that I was so privileged to watch, was the 2010 film Natarang directed by Ravi Jadhav. Based on the 1978 Marathi novel written by Dr. Anand Yadav, the film focuses on a village labourer, Guna, played by Atul Kulkarni, who is obsessed with the art form of tamasha, Marathi theatre that involves songs as well as intricate choreography. Travelling theatre groups for years have performed in the state of Maharashtra showcasing these pieces. The film follows the life of Guna, who due to unforeseen circumstances has to find another way to guarantee a revenue stream. What better than making his obsession a monetizable business by roping in his friends too who are in the same predicament. For their theatre group to be a success, they seek out for a talented female dancer, whose stipulation includes for there to be an effeminate male dancer in the play, a feature of Marathi tamashas, an archetype effeminate male character that is part of most of the comedic gags, moreover even the dance numbers. When Atul Kulkarni took the plunge to portray the role after the rejection of several men, clouded by regressive imagery and fearful of social isolation and ridicule, the repercussions of art bleeding into his personal life is just the surface of what Natarang focuses on. Natarang is a clear example of the impeccable talent that Kulkarni possesses, completely immersing himself in the role of a simpleton obsessed with the art form. A beautiful commentary on the stigmatism around artistic expression, the gender norms perpetuated by society, and especially the lack of separation between the art and the artist in Indian society. The sacrifices are often unnoticed of artists across the country. The film provides a grim look at their dispensable treatment, yet their resilient outlook that helps them persevere. You can watch the movie on Z5. Nirbaak. One of the most unique viewing experiences this week was when I saw the Bengali film Nirbaak directed by Srijit Mukherjee. The film is definitely not for everyone, and from the surface level intellectual dissection, it was also clear to me that this was ahead of its time, especially regarding what it wanted to convey. The film aims to shed light on love, irrespective of the living being that expresses it and through which emotion it is conveyed. This film in many ways is Srijit's most silent film. The title of course gives that away, translating to speechless, but is heavily dependent on imagery and symbolism rather than dialogues. Its biggest takeaway. From fondness expressed through a narcissistic middle-aged man, lust expressed through a tree that provides shade and shudders its leaves at the sight of another romantic interest, jealousy expressed through a dog, exasperated at the very thought that its owner would bring another element to their humble abode, and abundant love, even if it is from the perspective of a sociopath morgue official that falls in love with a corpse. Sushmita, like love, remains the constant, as the means and forms change throughout the film. The film is one of a kind, honestly. What many may seem as overwrought with analogies, it is honestly poetry at its finest. You can watch this on Hoichoi. Pariram Perumal, a film that made me check my privilege as I write sermons about equal treatment and social hierarchies through film analysis, was the Murray Silveraj directed film Pariram Perumal that released in 2018. This Tamil film is not only gut-wrenchingly powerful but is the reality of many people in India. Individuals from underprivileged sections of society that dare to change what society has structured as their destiny. The film focuses on the journey of Pariram, a village boy that gets admission in a law college in the city. If utopia would have it, it should have been just that. But we live in a world where people scoff at the thought of certain sections of society dreaming to be working professionals in a city. Pariram's journey of making a mark for himself, inquisitive, and genuinely grateful for the opportunity is marred by ridicule, abuse, and consecutive hurdles that would make any person succumb to the pressure. But these men and women are made of metal not known by many, capable and desensitized to the cruelties of the world, still deeply embedded in the caste system. To simply love and dream is a threat to the men and women that sit in their ivory towers. A man tells Pariram, "You both study together. Does that make you equal?" A clear social bias prevalent in our societies that are never tackled but are always assumed to be the norm. This movie comes right from the heart, and that is why it has been created by Murray Silveraj. Please do watch his interview with Bharadwaj Rangan and you'll realize the deep empathy and connection he has to the characters and their internal struggle of just wanting to feel belonged. The performances of the two main leads, Kathir and Anandi, especially their chemistry, is so real that seems almost palpable, possessing this rawness absolutely essential to lend authenticity. Trust me, such hard-hitting films are tough to come by, and this one is one of those that will stay with you. P.S. If someone messed with my Karupi, I wouldn't spare them. You know if you know. And that was a video, guys. Please write it down in the comments below your suggestions of some non-Hindi films that I should check out. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.